Hello and welcome to the Decent Wrestling Show and another Actress Girls review. This time it is the 14th of November 2024 show at Shinkaba First Ring. Before the show we see the new Killers member Kyanren talking to Act. We then also speak to Yukina Uehara and Haruka Ishikawa before seeing the talent signing portraits. We then speak to Sakura Mizushima and Nagisa Shiotsuki, who shows off her cute nails. So without further ado, let's delve into the show. Dressed in white, they started with a dance performance as usual, dancing to Elect. During the center dance of Love Riddle, Natsuki and Nene, who were set to face off in the main event for the AWG Singles Championship, exchanged intense glares. We also got a super close-up of Mari as she spotted the camera. Mizuka Arai read out the show rules and the card. First match tonight was the superhuman Asako army in Asako Miya and Arisa Nagai taking on Naru and Riko Fukunaga. Asako and Arisa had adorable matching wands. Naru did a cute little shimmy when a crowd member shouted "Kawaii!" The match started with Asako and Naru. Asako was quickly speared out of her boots and slammed. She begged for a tag, but Naru and Riko would not let her. Riko caught Asako in a sleeper hold and Naru delivered a rope-assisted dropkick at top speed for a 2 count. She was beaten thoroughly, so Arisa Nagai tagged in. She had a back and forth exchange with Riko Fukunaga. Arisa eventually evaded a high kick to deliver a dropkick off the ropes. Riko gained back control and hit her corner bicycle kick combination for a 2. Submissions and a soccer ball kick also couldn't keep Arisa down, so Naru came in and unleashed a barrage of low drop kicks, knocking Arisa into the corner. After a corner spear and an attempted body slam, Arisa countered with a small package for a near fall. Superhuman Asako Army teamed with Chi, entering as well, and did corner drop kicks on Naru, followed with the train roll. An Asako elbow drop and Arisa Y guillotine leg drop, which got a 2 count. The safe style German also got a 2 count. Riko and Asako came back in and Asako got drop kicked into oblivion. Riko locked in a brutal scorpion hold variant submission, which Asako struggled with, but she got the ropes eventually. The Actress 5 dropkick connected, followed by a Riko Fukunaga penalty kick. Asako kicked out and got her second wind with a chin crusher and a flying cross chop off the ropes, followed by an Aurora hip drop, only for Naru to break the pin. Asako ascended the corner, only to jump down and roll up Riko for a close count. Arisa was taken out with a Naru DDT, and Naru then hit a missile dropkick off the top rope to Asako. Riko finished with a tiger suplex hold, securing the 3 count after around 10 minutes. A solid opening match, albeit nothing too spectacular. I liked Asako Miya's selling as usual, as she brought her unique presence to the show. Naru and Riko Fukunaga worked well as a team. Fine for an opening match, would have loved to seen a bit more comedic elements worked into it though. Post-match, Asako spoke. She instantly blamed Arisa Nagai's lackluster assistance. She mentioned the rumour going around that Arisa can leave the superhuman Asako army if she wins, but not to believe it as it's an urban legend. Once you join the superhuman Asako army, there's no leaving. That is correct. She followed with, "Like mice in terms of growth rate, our unit is unparalleled in the world. Even Midsummer Sea Breeze carry the name of the superhuman Asako army." Naru said that is a lie, but Asako confirmed Natsuki told her herself. Natsuki at ringside denied it, so Asako switched subjects, saying Actress 5 is also a part of superhuman Asako army. "It's true, Marino told me," said Asako. Naru replied hilariously, "Marino is not even here today. Who are you talking to?" To which Asako said, "The superhuman Asako army is also in your hearts." Naru told her to stop and sit down, and Asako complied. They then focused on the Young Actress Cup. Naru teased entering the tournament, and Arisa begged her not to. Naru wished her luck and told her to do her best. Extremely entertaining segment. Asako is hilarious. Second up was a singles match. A special singles match as Kyoko Wai took on Miyuki Takase. Kyoko began with a sneak attack with hard forearms. She hit a leg drop for 1 and began choking Miyuki in the ropes. Vicious start. Miyuki hit a dropkick and dominated. Miyuki traps Kyoka against the ropes, stomping her face before rebounding and delivering another dropkick. Kyoka retrieves Alan's signature umbrella and swings it full force into Miyuki's body, battering her repeatedly. She aims a downward strike at Miyuki's head, but Miyuki catches it. Kyoka breaks free and delivers another body shot with the umbrella, followed by a guillotine leg drop and another pinfall attempt, which only gets a 2 count. Kyoka attempts another wild swing with the umbrella, but Miyuki dodges and counters with a dropkick to the weapon, followed by a lariat. Miyuki covers for a pinfall, but stops at 2, dragging Kyoka up by her hair. Miyuki runs the ropes, but Kyoka evades the lariat and counters with an octopus hold. Using her strength, Miyuki lifts Kyoka and slams her down with an Ebisu drop, getting a 2 count. Miyuki ascends the turnbuckle and executes a lovely diving guillotine leg drop, covering Kyoka for the 3 count and securing the victory in just 3 minutes. Post-match, Kyoka calls out to Miyuki as she is leaving. One more match. She has so much passion in her voice. She says,
"I don't care about the boss anymore. I just want another match with you. In today's fight, I felt like I saw something I'd been missing. Fighting you made me realize something. I've been stuck all this time. Nothing I did ever worked, and I couldn't move forward. But I want to change. No, I have to change."
Miyuki told her to just change then, saying she hadn't done anything to change and criticised her effort to transform herself, saying if you truly had put in the effort, then why are you not in the main event? She told her to stop depending on others and face the woman in the mirror and change from within. She told the story of how she met Kyoka, which was in the theatre, and so many people had high hopes for Kyoka. She told Kyoka,
"No matter how much others believe in you, or how much you want to change by fighting me, you're the one who doesn't believe in yourself the most. You don't believe in your own potential. Do you have confidence in yourself? If not, then work hard until you earn it. People don't change in a day. Believing in yourself and working towards your future daily is how you'll look different a month or a year from now. That's how you end up on the shining stage. Everyone shining now did the same. They didn't rely on others to get where they are. They worked hard enough for people to want to help them, for fans to want to support them. You need to do the same."
Miyuki then confessed she was offered a match at Kurikan Hall on December 29th and she has accepted it. She told Kyoka to live like her life depends on this and agreed to fight her in December. She says she will watch closely. More of a storytelling moment than a match, although the 3 minutes were quite good. This surely has to set up Kyoka beating Miyuki in December or at least getting a draw. I hope Miyuki is willing to put Kyoka over in the end, although with most Joshi freelancers, I have my doubts. Kyoka has so much passion and I hope the entire Actwres fanbase gets behind her and pushes her on to win and overcome this. Match 3 saw Ayano, Eri and Maru team up to take on Sakura Mizushima and Nagisa Shiotsuki. The match began with Maru and Nagisa as the starting wrestlers. Ayano attacked Nagisa from behind, allowing Maru to strike Nagisa with a chain and transition into a brawl outside the ring. This included Maru launching the chain at Nagisa's head. Back in the ring, Maru whipped the chain into Nagisa's body, and as Nagisa writhed in pain, Maru stomped on her hair and delivered a foot stomp to her face a few times. Ayano came in and began choking Nagisa in the corner and then wrapped her arm around the ropes before booting her in the face. Nagisa evaded another and countered with a backstabber, followed by a double chop that brought Ayano down, allowing her to tag in Sakura. Sakura entered with a crossbody off the ropes and locked Ayano in a stunning figure 8 leg lock. Sakura attempted a 619 but Ayano dodged and landed a flurry of kicks, and then ran along the apron and delivered a devastating side head kick, followed by a rope assisted stunner. A follow-up boot only got a 2 count. Ayano then went for a Goku Raku Gatame submission, but Sakura reversed it into a sleeper hold. Ayano slowly rose and backed into the corner to escape. Sakura then hit a dropkick off the ropes and charged again, only for Ayano to intercept with a neckbreaker drop and another head kick. Ayano tagged in Maru, whom hit a spear. She applied a muffler hold on the top rope. Sakura did her cartwheel escape and drop kicked Maru, but Maru kicked out and began choking and beating down Sakura with the chain. Sakura ran up the corner and hit a boomerang crossbody, nearly pinning Maru again before tagging in Nagisa. Nagisa came in with a dropkick and her series of classic brutal chops, including a double chop. Nagisa ran to the ropes, but Ayano grabbed her hair from the apron, halting her movement and momentum. She let Maru hit a jumping knee to Nagisa and followed with a big boot and a spear combination for a 2 count. Maru began playing with Nagisa, but this didn't work out well as Nagisa caught her legs and locked in a Boston Crab, which looked good. Maru struggled but got the ropes eventually. Sakura then hit a 619 and Nagisa followed up with a codebreaker, setting up for the dolphin swing. However, Maru escaped and countered with a Casadora roll into a knee bar. Nagisa made it to the ropes to escape after a struggle. Nagisa landed a backstabber and Sakura used Nagisa as a springboard for a foot stomp. Nagisa then applied the Scorpion Deathlock, but Ayano broke the hold with a big boot. Ayano followed with a Teardrop Angel move, allowing Maru to connect with a diving foot stomp, but Nagisa just kicked out at 2. Finally, Maru locked Nagisa into the muffler hold, forcing her to submit and securing the victory after around 11.5 minutes. A great tag team match. Sakura and Nagisa really stood out in their performances and had good chemistry with each other. Maru once again played her amazing role as a heel performer, garnering boos from the audience as she choked her babyface opponents. I think Nagisa and Maru would have a great singles match together. Their stuff was great. Sakura did look tired at one point but recovered well. Worth a watch. Intermission time. We saw Asaka Miya, Ayano Iri, Haruka Ishikawa, Naru and Riko Fukunaga announcing upcoming events. In match 4 we had Mari facing off against Hinata Senya. The aura in this match is incredible. The match begins with our usual lockup and Mari forces Hinata into the ropes, leading to a clean break. They lock up again and this time Mari traps Hinata in a headlock, transitioning into a series of knee strikes to the face. She then whips Hinata into the ropes, but Hinata counters with a dropkick. Mari retaliates with a stiff kick. She grabs Hinata by the hair, Mari pulls her up and slams her into the corner and presses her boot into her face. She then loads up some brutal soccer ball kicks, almost caving Hinata's back in. She locks in a Boston Crab, but Hinata gets the ropes. Mari then goes for a body slam, but Hinata counters with a roll-up attempt. However, Mari powers through and hits the intended body slam. She then grabs Hinata by the hair again and does her choke in the ropes. More heel moves follow. Hinata dodges a corner attack and delivers a corner dropkick and rope-assisted dropkick before locking it in a figure 4 headlock. The crowd enjoy her sexy posing and alluring nature. Hinata continues her offense with a dropkick to Mari's back, but it only registers a 1 count. A striking exchange ensues, with Hinata's elbows pitted against Mari's low kicks. Hinata mounts Mari and unleashes a flurry of elbow strikes. She aims for her rope kick, but Mari counters with a running elbow and then mounts Hinata and does her own elbow strikes and locks in a heel hold, which Hinata eventually breaks by getting to the ropes. Hinata does this time get a rope kick in and poses on the ropes before hitting a diving facebuster for a 2 count. She then evades a high kick and counters with a Samson clutch for another near fall. She then locks in her guillotine choke but is overpowered by Mari, who lifts her up and hits the Noshigami for a close fall. Hinata strongly catches a middle kick and hits a low drop kick, but a schoolboy pin only gets a 2. Hinata transitions into a crucifix pin, but Mari kicks out again. Mari counters a charge with a gut shot and slams Hinata down with a spinning sidewalk slam. A buzzsaw kick gets a 2, but then a Brazilian kick followed by a front flip slam finally secures Mari's victory in around 13 minutes after a tough bout. Post-match, Mari said she specifically requested this matchup to give Hinata a wake-up call. She hopes Hinata learns something and that she needs to push herself much, much harder. She states, "If we don't fight like our life depends on it, killers won't rise to the top." She announces Hinata will enter the Young Actress Cup and told her to win it. Nene will take the belt and Mari will be King Champion still, so killers will rule the world of Actress. Yeah, another great match. It did feature mostly Hinata getting beaten up, but she did get enough offense to make it a more even matchup while still making Mari the clear veteran. Hinata still showed some inexperience and mistakes, but she showed vast improvement and she is much further ahead than most talent with her limited experience, so it's very good to see. She brings her unique alluring nature to Actress, although Mari can match it sometimes, and both have such an amazing aura around them, adding to the match. Hinata received a lot of praise, and deservedly so. I can't wait to see how good she is in about a year. Main event time, AWG Championship. Natsuki defends against Nene Arahata. The match begins cleanly with a handshake, shockingly. no sneak attack here. After an initial lockup and a break, they feint another lockup, dodge each other's kicks, and Nene pushes Natsuki into the corner, going for a corner attack. However, Natsuki dodges and counters with a corner jumping knee, followed by a series of rope-assisted foot stomps. Nene catches Natsuki by the neck and does an STO to take her down. She then hoists up Natsuki on her back for a torture rack, but Natsuki escapes the slam and hits a rebound dropkick. She follows with some loud and brutal soccer ball kicks. She runs the ropes, but Nene catches her and trips her, and then follows with some running senton bombs. This only gets a 2 count. Nene locks in an octopus stretch before slamming Natsuki's head into the corner and hits some nice elbows. Natsuki hits her boomerang enziguri and then her jumping knee and foot stomp combination, but Nene hits a forearm shot instead. Nene locks in a sleeper hold, but Natsuki's leg just reaches the ropes to force a break. Natsuki escapes to the apron but is caught by Nene and thrown into the ring post and to the floor. Nene hurls her into the audience seating area and beats her up outside, throwing her all over the place. Natsuki does reverse and throws Nene into the apron before hitting a running knee on the outside. She then goes back in with a lovely top rope diving knee for a 2 count. Nene attempts a suplex, but Natsuki counters into an anaconda device and transitions into a modified cobra clutch. It looks vicious. Nene reaches the ropes for another break. Nene returns with a trio of brainbusters for a 2 count. Nene lifts Natsuki into the torture rack and slams her down, following with another brainbuster, but again a 2 count. She whips Natsuki into the ropes, but Natsuki strikes back with a jumping knee. Nene hits a lariat to counter, and both are down. They slowly get up and exchange elbows. Nene eventually wins the power exchange. She then hits a nice choke bomb, but only can get a 2 count again. Frustrated, she goes for another brainbuster, but Natsuki lands on her feet and hits some lovely kicks to the head of Nene. She ascends the corner and lands a diving foot stomp, but Nene kicks out at 2 again. Natsuki attempts to lift Nene, but Nene counters with another brainbuster attempt, this time a spinning one, but the match has taken too much out of her and it fails. She manages a second try and executes a quicker suplex. She slowly ascends the ropes but took too much time and the diving senton misses. Natsuki seizes the moment to finish it with the Midnight Sun for the win after 14 minutes. What a splendid main event. Nene's best match of her career thus far. They told a good story along with some great back and forth action, with Nene's power shining along with Natsuki's fire and resistance. Nene showed her heelishness by brawling around the outside, but it was used to give Natsuki the advantage in the end, which was well done. You could say there was an error with Nene's failed twisting brainbuster, but I think it adds to the story, with Nene being tired and not being able to complete it. She then picks Natsuki up for the standard brainbuster, which is not enough to pin the champion. She slowly goes to the top rope, which allows Natsuki the time to gather herself and move out of the way. Then Natsuki knows Nene's power, so instead of doing a cutie special, she hits the Midnight Sun to get the win, showing she thought highly of Nene and knew it was tough to pin her. Definitely go and watch this match. Post-match, Natsuki celebrates on the mic and compliments Nene's incredible power. She wants to aim higher and have more title defenses. She wants to beat everyone to prove she is the ace and hold the title with pride. She is ready anytime. She then shares her excitement for the Young Actress Cup. She then suggested the winner should be able to challenge for one of the title belts. This was confirmed later. Ayano interrupted and scorned her for wanting to defend the belt against rookies while overlooking bigger names like her. She hinted at challenging in December. Ayano left and Natsuki continued on, saying she'll take on anyone. All the talent gathered in the ring for their commemorative photo. Killers tried to steal Sakura, but Actress 5 saved her. Ayano vs Natsuki would be amazing. I hope it happens. In the backstage comments, Nene talked about how she has trained with Natsuki since the beginning, so losing is frustrating, and she said she wants to challenge again in the future and overcome Natsuki. She said Natsuki is truly the ace of Actress girls, but that she will reach her level. Natsuki spoke in an interview and thanked the supporters and showed her gratefulness. She also mentioned them training together for 4 years, and so she enjoyed the match. She said she will dedicate her life to making Actress girls the best it can be. She spoke about Takase's appearance and said she would be ready to fight her. She said, "Takase's passionate words moved everyone here. I didn't want anyone to think the old Actress was better. Even if Takase becomes my opponent, I'll be ready. Her presence today was motivating." Well, certainly new Actress is better, I can attest to that. Always getting better. She mentioned during the points tallying that the dice roll was risky, so it was a close battle. Overall, another great show, especially with that main event, which easily wins match of the night for me. Lots of story developments in this show, which is much appreciated. MVP Awards. Please note that 2 people from the same match cannot get an award just to keep it varied. Bronze medal goes to Nagisa Shiotsuki, who had a great showing in her tag match. She always delivers a great performance. Silver medal goes to Hinata Senya, who showed her determination and improvement with her best performance yet. It is something she can really build from. And the gold medal and MVP goes to Nene Arahata for having her best match yet and showing how she can be the main eventer in the future. I hope she captured some people's attention with this showing. The next show was on the 23rd of November, featuring a big main event title match with Mari defending her King belt against Marino Saihara. It is already up on nets. We also see the beginning of the Young Actress Cup, which looks like a fun tournament. 6 people compete: Anri, Toru Hina, Hinata Senya, Chiyoba, Arisa Nagai and Nanami Togi, with a final on December 21st. Don't miss out on the electrifying action of Actress Girls. Check the links in the description to watch past events, reserve tickets for upcoming shows and explore their website for more information. Let's keep supporting Actress Girls. Your support helps these incredible athletes continue to entertain and inspire.